Walked by, she's in the car. Coaching it, and he's like, nothing.
And we won the game, and so he's like, oh, you guys should do the 100 more often
Who said
in the
that?
parking lot. And it was like, and this was when Lily was in ninth grade, so she was the only freshman on the team. And so she was really like this is what high school.
I'm like, we don't want our boy freshman daughter with the seniors. This is not what we want. But you can't do anything about that, coach. I mean, the parents can't even do anything about it. They're like, man, he's on their way out to college. It's like, that's just how it's crazy. And Timberline is that coach. Yeah.
Generation. We talk to people who have girls that are 25 years old now, and I go, oh yeah, I wish I get it on the whole time we were there.
He's buddies with that director. I can't say it's
Oh, there'll be girls so they're sitting in the chair, and they were shaving their legs in this room. I mean, it's 830.
He's not like. He's not like. I don't think he's like that. Sport, you know. I mean, like, he's actually right there. Yeah. He's just. He wants to be their friend. So just get away with
Sí, ya fui el chief, ya no se mueve, ya no se para.
No, it's true.
You've got to keep that line. Well, if I was all I have to do, one of the girls, yeah, he made about whatever, or this, or, oh yeah, I wish it
Well, there's 10 years ago. Come out and say, yeah, yeah, there's a million people who come out, including us, be like, yeah, you're not right. But I just can't do it. Happens everywhere, but like the Boy Scout, I'm like,
yeah, you don't think so. I'm sure it's.
He's like, he's that way.
I don't know if I'm like.
oh, it's getting
Because
hurt.
it's my kids, and like we're concerned about, and when I was a kid, I was like, you know, like I don't like it. But it's you know, like everything's going on.
At Eve, they were selling hard drugs. Hard drugs. Oh, yeah, I'm like, what?
What's it all about? And
Where's all that? I'll see you at the airport.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is about 4 minutes into our broadcast, waiting on the officials to get our teams lined up for the walkout. And I've been quiet while the parents of the preceding two teams finished up their chats and made their plans to get back to the airport and the outlets. And they've cleared out. So I'm going to start the broadcast. We've got 14, 15 people signed on, so welcome from wherever you are. And here we are this morning. Beautiful morning here in Las Vegas. Not sunny, but not cold. And there appears to be very little wind, which is essentially perfect viewing conditions, playing conditions. Hopefully the scenery is bright enough Here come our boys. And for everybody who is just tuning in, we're going to have game 3, essentially the deciding game. There are a whole bunch of scenarios, tiebreakers, and I'll go through as much as I can. But it's a crazy bracket with 3 top teams playing, all really, comparable in terms of talent, comparable in terms of results. And the winner of this game, will move on to the national championship tournament. So we've got Real, New Jersey, Real Jersey FC from Medford, New Jersey, and Sparta from, we think, Salt Lake City, Utah. We're at the Betty Wilson Soccer Complex in lovely Las Vegas. The Real boys are 1 win and 1 tie so far this weekend, as are the Sparta boys. So both teams coming into this with the same records. Bench basically tied all the way through on points, goal differential, goals for, the whole thing. Or rather, Real's got a lead in goals for, but has allowed a couple of goals. So when it all shakes out, we're tied on goal differential. Winner of this game goes through to the national championships. Real has played several very intense, meaningful games. They are undoubtedly ready for this. They've been here before, prepared, and this is one that they are hoping for the right result. So as I said, there's a whole bunch of tiebreaker scenarios. I'll get into those later. But we are just about to start, 6 minutes into the broadcast. And we'll be underway here in just a second. Okay, we've been waiting on our 3rd official, and she's on the touchline down here, hustling her way into position. So I think that's about it. We are ready to go. And that's it. It's on. So good morning, everybody. Here we go. I'm going to do my best to call this out and keep the camera viewfinder positioned properly. And on the far side, we've got Real getting the ball into the offensive half. Real throw in, some Real possession. Andrew Kitch back to Charlie, and it's pushed back. Charlie plays it comfortably back to Matt Marino, who's looking for some players. He's got Charlie Kitch, finds Thomas. Thomas, the pass does not get through, but he does work his way back and wins back the ball. He's going to clear it or work himself into a pass. He does pass, and then he fouls the Sparta player. So we've got already a dangerous set piece from deep in the Real half. All off a turnover that shouldn't have been. So we'll see how Sparta sets up for this, see how Real defends. Angus Kenson at the top, he's the outlet. Thomas marking the holding player at the top of the D. And the rest of the Real boys are in defensively with one short. And that's a lefty in swinger. The ball's in, dangerous ball. Off a Sparta head and out of bounds for a goal kick. So the first Sparta chance has gone unrewarded. Matt Marino's going to play a ball out. Goal kick, he's going to pick this side. Looks to play it short. Is he going to? No. Sparta sees it, and they move over quickly. It looks like they might be on for a press. So forcing Matt Marino to put his foot through one, which he does. Sparta gets to the ball first. Real closes down on it, but it's not cleared. Andrew Kitch gets a touch to Thomas. Thomas drops to Nick Ushak, who sees Angus long. Angus is a nice little layoff, finds Felipe. There's some numbers in overlap. Tyler with a great ball to Braden in full sprint overlapping mode. He finds Cade down on the end line here. Tyler back to good work, pressure here. Sparta defensively forcing Real out of bounds for a Real throw. Braden throws it in quickly, finds Angus, the ball's back. Cade dribbles back to Thomas, who's stuck. And Sparta wins a turnover. Charlie Kitchen a foot race here and wins it and pushes the ball to the far side to Joey, who's got some room, but not enough room to get around that Sparta winger who pokes it out of bounds. And we've got a Real throw. Throws in to Andrew Kitch, who finds Tyler, and we've got runners all over. Cade sees the ball, but doesn't see Braden, who's wide open on the far side here, or our near side. Sparta's ball forward doesn't get through. Charlie Kitch intercepts, finds Tyler, who can't bring it down cleanly, but Felipe does pick it up and finds Braden over in more space. Braden tries to beat a player and can't. And that ball definitely touched. I think we have a no call. Yes, the linesman didn't see the touch. Referee calls it to a Sparta throw. And we've got Sparta's throw in off Real. Downfield a little bit for another Sparta throw. Hopefully everybody can see what's happening. Some good talk by Matt Marino, calling out the run, the check. Felipe picks up a loose ball, but can't get it under control. Sparta does control it. They're knocking it around a little bit. Runners everywhere. Andrew Kitch steps in front of that pass. Thomas gains possession and plays a long ball to the corner that Cade is on, but the Sparta defender reads the run and gets to it first and knocks it out of bounds. So the throw's into Cade in the corner. Looks like he turns into a little space, but he can't get the ball under control. It's cleared out to Joey, to Andrew Kitch. Andrew Kitch takes a dribble, another dribble. Sparta steps in and Andrew Kitch fouls the number 7. Sparta's going to have a free kick. So Sparta has a couple targets, seem to play a similar style to Real. Find a target, look for a runner, runners on, runners making diagonals. Real defensively is in a good spot, plays the ball out, but it's not completely cleared. And here's a ball cleared, but no Real player close enough to contest it. Joey Sino sees an opportunity to step up, does. Looks like Sparta got a clean touch. And now they are turning an attack. They've got players running. They've got players running in a shooting position. Shot comes in, takes an awkward hop in front of Matt Marino, but Matt is equal to it and picks it up comfortably and rolls it out to the right. Braden Short, who's under some pressure here, looks to beat a man, does, plays it even shorter to Thomas, who finds his wide open help far side. Sino sees Cade. Cade's got a one-on-one with 2 helpers. He's got wheels and he gets around his defender. He's in a dangerous spot. Shots on and the Sparta keeper makes a huge save. That was a great ball from Thomas wide to Joey. Joey forward, and Cade with the full sprint gets around his man in a perfect shooting spot. And you know he hits a hard shot there, but the Sparta keeper makes his move, comes out, cuts down the angle, and is in a perfect spot to block that shot for, I believe we have a throw-in. And I know somebody's going to ask me to zoom a little bit, which I'm going to try to do, but not too much because it's a pain to zoom back and forth. And there's a Sparta clearance, rushed. It didn't get where it wanted to go, but then again, neither did Thomas's touch. So Sparta has possession. Didn't quite call it possession. Down on that far side, they knock it clear out of bounds. So to start, Matt Marino's in the back with pretty much the same group that started all weekend. Braden on the right side, Nick and Charlie Kitch in the middle with Joey Sino on the left. The three middies are Felipe, Andrew Kitch, and Thomas. As we see a Sparta foul, Real will probably put this down and play it short. And there's the play. And our attacking strikers are Cade, Angus, and Tyler. Braden gets the ball wide into some space. He's got through. The ball gets through. Angus has moved a little room, plays it off of the Sparta defender for a throw-in. So this is another deep throw in another good attacking run. If Real can keep this kind of waves of pressure, these long runs through and play the ball early, it looks like they'll be able to get some more chances. Braden has a throw, plays it short. It doesn't get where it wants to go. A couple touches, and we're going to have another. Oh, that ball is cleared over the end line for a goal kick. So we've got the Real starting lineup. Clearly, I don't know any of these Sparta kids, but I can talk a little bit about them. They've played very well to date. Undefeated in North Carolina, 2 wins. Came into this weekend in a 3-way tie with Real and Sotelo. Essentially the 3-horse race that we talked about. And they won their first game big, 6-0. And yesterday tied, and we're watching the play here. It's getting forward. We have shot a goal! And I'm too busy talking about the standings, and here we are. Real absolutely putting its mark on this game. So I am happy to say this is exactly the start that the Real boys wanted. An absolute hammer shot on what looked to be off of a through run, a diagonal. Cade had the run through, cleanly leaves it off to Angus Kenson, who's just sitting there waiting, and he's going to do one thing, and that is finish. Let's see if we can get Angus in a couple more of those spots. And the strike partners of Angus and Cade definitely got themselves off to a good start, and that's exactly what the Real boys needed. Coming into this, in the standings, we were placed first. That's the second turf monster we've seen in as many days. Yesterday, something reached up and got Braden. Cade McCrath took a little spill there, but hey, that's okay. Real's got the ball back, and it looks like the pressure's on again. Braden short steps through, gets the ball to his feet. He cannot get around a player out of position, and there's his spot, but Nick Ushak is in a perfect place to cover for him. Thomas Napoli also checking out very strongly and gets himself the ball clear. Tyler Davidson uses his body. This ball is going to end up at a Real feet, Real possession. Thomas plays wide to Joey, who gets into that wide his left flank, and he plays to Cade, who's going to the corner. Cade's rest going to let them play. Charlie Kitch makes the step forward. No freebies for those target strikers at Sparta. Joey finds some room, finds Felipe on a square ball. Felipe's looking, where's his help? Here comes Braden. Braden's in the overlap. Braden gets a cut in. He gets another cut, a slide. Ref's gonna let that go. Angus with another shot, and it goes bouncing through. Ref is explaining to number 7 that the next slide is going to result in probably an official caution. But Braden gets through. The Real boys are not gonna let an attempt like that get them off their game. Get through, make a play, take a shot, challenge the goalkeeper. There's a lot of press going on. The Real boys are organized. Check back, well done by Cade. Joey Sino's got the ball. He's going to play it all the way back to Matt, who's ready for it. And he finds the ball, finds Nick Ushak. Matt's still out of his goal, but that's okay. Real's used to this kind of play. Just very comfortably, very calmly, and composed, move it around. Sino's got the ball on his flank, finds Andrew Kitch, who finds Thomas, and now we're going to possess a little bit, maybe stretch the Sparta strikers forward, see if we can get them disorganized. That ball going through to Tyler might have been intended longer, but Tyler controls it and keeps possession. This is the Charlie Kitch ball to Felipe, who takes a very nice turn. He's got numbers. He's got some help, but not enough. He can't be knocked off the ball. So number 6 from Sparta fouls him. So we're going to have a set piece in here. We'll see how quickly they're going to make this. Real boys are setting up 2 in overlap. Thomas looks wide to Joey, and the ball reaches. Joey Sino's wide, finds Andrew Kitch, finds Kenson, or finds Cade McGrath. Cade's going to take a cut back. Sparta defender got a touch on the ball, so the foul was not called. Sparta's going to counter here. Napoli's in chase. A through ball inside, but oh boy, wonderful cover by Nick Ushak. The closing speed is just top notch. Runner gets inside Braden, and that's where the pass was, but Nick read it, and Conley pushes it out of bounds. So we've got a Sparta throw, ref's blowing the whistle, and we have a Sparta player down here, so I'm going to pan back and make sure we capture what's going on. That might have been the player who put a leg out to deflect away that ball. Got it just enough on it, we think, to give the referee confidence just to play on. But there's no question that he got a lot of Cade, and Cade went down, and it looks like number 6 is up and around, but not feeling great about himself. Hopefully he can shake that off. Big game. Nobody wants to be hurt in this game. So he's going to stay in, at least as long as he can, probably shake it off. But it'd be wise for Real to see if we can test him. Maybe test him long on a through ball to the corner, see if he can get the full sprint on. And holy cow, that's an enormous throw and a big header, but it's a Real header clearance. Tyler to Angus, who plays the 9 target perfect, holds the ball, finds Tyler. Tyler plays a diagonal through. It doesn't get where he wants it to, but he pokes a foot in to keep it from becoming anything dangerous. Number 6 is still shaking out that knee or thigh or whatever he got. Might have been a Charlie horse. And there's a collision, and that's going to put a couple of players out of position. Andrew Kitch sees the room, and he gets forward, but that extra heavy touch puts it out of reach. The Sparta player just, oh boy, ref's not going to call anything like that. He's going to have to be clear, which we talked about the other day, is different than what we saw. That first day, we had lots of touch fouls. Now we are playing. The ref is going to let it go both ways. We saw Andrew Kitch put a big poke in there on a player. Ref didn't call that either. So as long as this goes both ways, it's going to be a physical game, but that's the way they are sometimes. So we've got a Sparta counter, 1 player on 3. Joey Sino is going to stay with the play, force the Sparta player to play it long. Both of his teammates had gone diagonal to the far side. Braden Short plays a ball to Angus. Angus puts a foot in on number 9, maybe 8, who's down, helping each other up. Nice sportsmanship moment there. And Sparta's got the ball in a dangerous spot. And here's a shooting opportunity. A shot's blocked off the Sparta defender. Parents are calling for a handball. Ref didn't see it that way. We'll have to go back and check the tape, but it didn't look like it was an arms out intentional handball. The ball was bouncing around, and it bounced straight into Matt Marino's hands. Long kick by Matt. Angus and Tyler are trying to make a play on it. Tyler's still getting up off the ground, and that ball bounces and rolls all the way to the Sparta goalkeeper. The ball's now on the right side. Hopefully everybody can see well at home. The boys are playing a nice game, possession game, close passes. Long ball to Charlie Kitch, plays along with a Nick Ushak, back to Matt Marino, who's going to take a touch, find Nick again. Nick's going to play it wide. He's going to look for Braden, sees him, but there's a big press on, and Braden wisely plays it back to Nick, who just boots it long. And that boot is a call out to Ms. Kitch. And boy, in an awkward collision, probably not an intentional play, but you know, when a team is feeling the pressure and down, it is very easy for parents to get excited. So we understand why the Sparta folks are all over the ref for that. But to call a yellow card, I think, is probably unreasonable. So the referee is in control, telling players to play. And complaining isn't going to work. So if you're going to complain, you're going to make the situation worse for yourself and your team. I think the referee and number 8 have an agreement. And Sparta's going to have a dangerous ball in here. And it was all off an errant clearance. So we do get the yellow card. And we have very grateful Sparta parents. Well, the referee's got things under control here, saying, my whistle, I need to go get this defensive setup. Nick Ushak did come in pretty hard. Unintentional contact, but out of control. And I think the referee has to make that call. So here we are. We're going to have a lot of contact in here for sure. The ball's live. Here comes the kick. Kick is up. It's good. It's in a really dangerous spot. Header's out. We've got a Real clearance. Another Real clearance. Pressure's on. Andrew Kitch makes sure that ball ends up out of play. And Cade takes a heavy touch and can't control it. But as the ball rolls out of bounds, Real can get their lines up. I thought for sure I'd hear Ms. Kitch give me a thumbs up for the boot it, but that's okay. We'll go back and have a chuckle at that one later. So we're 19 minutes in. For everybody who's just tuned in late here, it's a 1-0 Real lead on a nice, close, hard shot by Angus Kenson. Real's had some good runs here, including this long ball to the corner. That seems to have some wind behind it. Not sure if anybody's going to get to it. Angus isn't going to give him a freebie, but ultimately the Sparta player's in a position and can't let doesn't let Angus get to it. As far as field position goes, I would say it's pretty even. Real's had a couple of more attacking runs. Obviously the goal, some shots, a big save by the Sparta goalkeeper even before our goal. But a team like this is not going to stay down. They're going to keep composed, keep working it, working their system. They know one goal is certainly within reach. But Real knows one goal is within reach too. So they are going to put the pressure on. As an Andrew Kitch heavy touch, but that's all right. He wins the ball in the air, plays it to Thomas, who finds Braden wide. What's Braden looking for? Braden's looking for Tyler. 1-2, layoff. Braden's trying to get it under control, can't get it perfectly, and the ball gets loose, and it's a turnover. Braden's pinched in, but Thomas is covering for him in the back, and Sparta ball gets loose. Tyler's in position and finds Braden again. Braden turns it back to get everybody an opportunity to set up. Nick Ushak finds a seam, and Tyler's in it. Tyler finds Cade running through with a head of steam. He's on the end line. He's got very little help, but he keeps the ball in. Where are his runners? And the runner is on. Kenson's going to rip one, and it hits a near side netting. But boy, what an awesome move here. I like the fact that Cade kept the ball in play, got his head up. Tyler's sprinting into that near post. Cade plays it to him, but the Sparta boys were on that, intercepted that pass. So good play here. Two good teams, fun to watch, exciting. That is a very Real-like cross penalty box pass. You just don't see many guys do it, but it's a nice thing to see. Sparta's making a move here. They've got number 17 at the target with a good turn. Charlie Kitch sees the lane, finds the pass, but it's a little off the mark. Sparta intercepts that ball that was into the corner, Cade's corner, and plays it forward. Sparta's trying to build. Nick Ushak steps forward. Nick Ushak knocks the ball to Felipe, to Tyler, who can't bring it under control. And it's going to be Sparta with possession again. Charlie Kitch, another step forward just to disrupt the play. And Joey Sino comes forward to play the ball out, who finds Cade on a long run. Cade keeps the ball. Looks like he wants to get around a player for a shot. And a deflection out to Kenson. Kenson is wide. He's going to cross it in if he can. And there's the cross, blocked by Sparta. So it rolls to Andrew Kitch, who's going to play it back and wide to Nick Ushak, who's looking forward. He beats a man, plays it through on a deflected kind of spinner ball. Hard to control, and Cade puts a touch on that out of bounds. Sparta turnover. Real's on the ball. Thomas looking for a play. Looks right, it's not on, and he calmly turns back to his left, finds Sino, who plays short to Cade. Cade to Kitch to Thomas again. Thomas now finds Braden over here in acres of space. He's got one to beat. What's he gonna do? He cuts in, he's looking for a pass. Where's his help? He sees a poke through, but the ball doesn't get off his foot. Intercepted by Sparta. Didn't see the runners weren't there, but now Braden is again out of position, but Thomas covering. So we got to sacrifice that run. Well done, Tyler, to get back. And there's Braden back in his spot to Thomas. Heads up, finds Andrew Kitch, who's got one on his back. Makes 14 chase all the way in. And all he does is turn wide to Charlie. Charlie's now looking for some help, and he can't find it, and that's not a good ball out. Sparta header back into the corner in 17. Their target is all by himself. But Charlie Kitch gets over, cleans up his mess, and plays the ball out of bounds. So I think coach is asking for runners when our center backs are back there looking for passes and there just aren't any. You got to give them options. Charlie didn't pick the right one there. It was a ball he couldn't hit. Don't see too many of those out of our backs. And that's a loose ball in the box. Sparta got a head on it. Tyler's the first to it to give it a long clearance. And Sparta just plays the ball wildly, but nicely pulls it under control. Tyler checking back, gets a foot on it and pokes it out of bounds. So Real's back in defense. Keeping in mind we've got a center back on a yellow card. Not Charlie, Nick Ushak. Andrew Kitch is getting forward. Big touch and through the middle. He's looking for Cade. One more big touch. There's a slide miss. He gets Cade wide. Andrew Kitch stops his run. He's got to get into the box. And the referee's going to call that ball a corner kick. That's a good move by Andrew Kitch to get the ball forward to Cade, who get it around the end line. Perhaps a deflection forced that ball toward the goalkeeper, but he couldn't keep it in. So we've got, I think, a third corner kick. I commented yesterday several times that there's nobody on the far post here. We saw several balls sail over. This one's not going to sail over, but it's a Sparta header. Tyler winds up with the scissor kick. Doesn't get all of it, but a Sparta hand gets all of it. And now we've got a free kick in a very dangerous position with a very dangerous set piece specialist. So we've got Angus Kenson. He's going to have his pick of sides. Lots of bodies in front of that goal. Real's got from Angus's point of view, Real's got the right side of the goal covered. And it seems like that's where the Sparta keeper wants his wall. Not sure where these guys are going to end up. This is worth zooming, folks. So I'm going to get in here a little closer since I got some time. See if I can. All right. So we've got as much of this as I can get. Referee's eyeing up the play. Here's the run up. The shot. Oh, and Angus gets it over. He can't get it down. He wants that one back. He definitely wants that one back. That's okay, though. Maybe we'll get you another one. Referee's going to call for a couple substitutions here. Angus had a lot of leg into it, but he didn't get the control that he wanted. So we've got 2 Real subs coming in and 1 Sparta sub. So we've got Ryan Koldanek for Felipe and Noah Pollock for Tyler. He's got 2 fresh legs coming in. Not sure who came off for Sparta, but they've got a new player. We're back into play. Ref blows the whistle. I'm going to kind of get my viewfinder set again here. So definitely have to say in the last couple minutes, Real's had pressure on. Sparta's had a free kick or 2, but couldn't really didn't materialize into anything. Oh, and there's an intercepted ball. Ryan steps on the field and gets a first touch. Looking to beat a player. He wants to beat him. That takes a lot of work, and he doesn't. It's a turnover. Dispossessed, and in a desperate toe poke back to his center back, 19 averts a crisis. Sparta continues their possession, and that ball rolled out of bounds. The Sparta player knew it. We'll see if 19 wants to take on his defender the next time. I'm going to say probably not. There's a runner. There's 2 runners. We've got a Sparta possession through the middle of the field. There's their target striker, and he's probably not used to having the ball right there. He's used to having the ball a little farther forward, and there's a foul. And that is indicative of a player being a little out of position, trying to make a play. So I got Braden playing it short over to Andrew Kitch, who's got a lot of room. The target's chasing him and not going to get all the way there. You saw what happened the last time. Andrew Kitch plays it wide to Joey, who finds Andrew, and there's the overlap. Sino's going to get into some space, but he runs into a Sparta defender. That's all right. The Sparta defender plays it straight to Noah Pollock, who finds some room. Thomas is forward again. Kenson gets the touch on a ball, and he's going to come out of it with possession. Andrew Kitch is wide, and he finds Braden in the overlap, and Braden is down the wing. Great ball by Andrew Kitch. A touch and a cross. He doesn't get the cross in yet. He's looking for a corner kick, and he gets the ball in play, but Sparta's there to pick it up. Cade's tracking back to cover for him, and now he's going to try to pinch off this run. Real has players back in comfortable spots, enough to disrupt this counterattack, and they do. And Sparta has another player down. The parents did not like the tackle. Ref saw the ball. That's how I saw it. And that ball rolled out of bounds. I'm not sure if it was under Real's play or if it rolled out and it's a Sparta throw, but Cole's up and off. And we've got a Real throw. And Real is going to keep this ball. We've got 2 runners on the wing, and they're looking for short. There's a throw. It's off a Sparta head out of bounds for another Real throw. Deeper, and Angus picks it up quickly and sees runners in. He's got Ryan and Noah. Ryan's turning and puts a ball across. Wasn't dangerous. And it's out of bounds for a goal kick, and Sparta plays it quickly wide. Like the way these guys play. So now we're dropped, waiting for the opportunity to pounce. And Charlie Kitch steps through again. Lovely ball. Header gets through to Angus Kenson. Now we've got Noah Pollock forward, and he's going to get a ball in. Blocked. Second ball in, also blocked, but he's not giving up on it. And he lays it off to Andrew Kitch, who's going to take a touch. Andrew Kitch can't get it across clean, but Real's still in the play here. Real's still working the corner. Noah's going to get himself a corner kick or something out of it. There's 3 Sparta players back in defense, and they're trying to play out of this, and they can't keep it in, and that will result in another Real throw. That's deep. That was a good move by Real. Getting the ball deep, forward. Andrew Kitch's touch goes to Thomas. Thomas's head's up. He's got one guy to beat. He beats him, and he's got Joey Sino on a runner. If he can get around this end and get the diagonal in, we're going to have a scoring chance because he's got 3 headers in the box. Sparta gets back just in time to block Joey's cross out of bounds for yet another Real corner kick. So if you're measuring the play based on corners, Real has had the better of it. Free kicks, corners, shots on goals, goals, all the way through, Real has the better of this game. Definitely need another scoring chance here. We are 32 minutes in, and this ball's going to come in deep. See if somebody can get a head on it. Get all the right guys in front of the box. The ball's in, and it's out. Angus put a floater in there, and whether it was the wind or just the flight of the ball, it sailed out of bounds on the far post. Sparta's trying to play out on their right side. Real's not giving it to them, so they're content bringing it back to their goalkeeper, starting over and trying it up the left. Again, something Real families and fans are very familiar with. And Real's just letting them have the ball in the back, waiting for a chance to intercept the ball. And they're not looking for a long ball. They're looking to play short, and as they do, there's the turnover the Real boys are waiting for. So I think it was a Charlie Kitch or Andrew Kitch stepped through, turned it over to Ryan. Ryan to Cade, Cade to Ryan, and now Ryan plays the ball to Joey Sino, who's on that left wing, and he's cut in, and he plays the ball short that Ryan can't get to, but it's at Andrew Kitch's foot again. Andrew finds Thomas, who's playing on a little bit of a limp, took a tough ball to the shin yesterday, and there's a lovely ball by Sino, a cut in. Noah Pollock with a great ball in, and that ball's at the box for Thomas. Maybe without that weak shin, he swings completely through with his leg, taking ball, leg, and all. But as I was just saying, Thomas definitely nursing a sore shin, and can understand him wanting to protect himself a little bit. But Sparta's trying to play the ball out of the back there. Ryan Koldanek with a beautiful slide. Cade picks it up. He's got attack, looking for help. He goes left instead of seeing Angus on the right side. He's looking left, and he can't keep possession. Gets away from him, and Sparta's there to pick up the loose ball. And they're going to try to get the other way. Got about 5 minutes to go in this first half. Real holding on to a 1-0 lead, which was the result of an Angus Kenson bullet. And we're going to call a handball there, or we're going to call a push or something. I'm not quite sure what the call was, but the referee saw it and decisively blew the whistle. So we've got about 35, 40-yard shot with a crosswind. This is not a shot. This is a service. I suspect they've got a set piece for this. And we've got a big wall and unmarked guys. So yeah, so let's get this thing organized. And there's the chipped ball in. Matt Marino comes out, the ball floats right into his bread basket. The breakout's quick. Kay's got the ball at his feet. He couldn't make a decision on where to go. Big touch long to himself or to find Angus. And this results in a Sparta play that they've got ball deep, dangerous. A lot of bodies still left in the box from that last play. Everybody's going to call for a handball there, but the ref doesn't see one. We've got a substitution here with about 3.5 minutes to go. Might see a minute or two of stoppage time. We're going to have Link coming in for Cade. So Link's getting his first play here in the first half of this third game here. Not quite sure which spot he's going to be in, but we've got another big throw. A header doesn't get cleared. Another header popped straight up off a Sparta head, and Matt Marino comes out and just collects that one. and he plays to Charlie, who's wide open, looking for some help. Charlie finds Ryan on a diagonal run across the middle. Ryan are playing a kind of a give and go with Joey, and he's squeezed, loses possession quickly, or I should say momentarily, and now Real's back on with a push. It looks like the substitution was to put Nick Ushak at striker for Cade. Lincoln Ormsby's in the back, center back pairing with Charlie in Nick's old spot. Charlie with a nice long first time clearance out, a lovely ball, and he finds Ryan, who can't find his help, turns and plays the ball forward that Sparta defender finds. And Sparta's trying to play some small ball here. Real's organized in the back. Got a new defensive pairing, Charlie and Lincoln. They played terrific yesterday together and the day before, and I would expect the same here. And Nick causes a lot of pressure up there with his speed. And this is a ball that's definitely going to come wide. And now number 19 short, and that ball's just played straight out of bounds. That's an errant pass. I think Noah Pollock's going to want to get at that, at the Sparta left back here. We've got another break for a substitution. Sparta's strikers coming out. Probably take a little breather here for the last minute and a half or 2 minutes of this first half. Got Braden Short, smile for the camera, Braden. Thomas, Lincoln, Charlie, Kitch, Andrew. Braden's going to throw the ball forward, most likely. There's the throw. Noah can't get his body on it, but Sparta's clearance isn't out. Lincoln to Ryan, Ryan to Braden. Very nice. Good composure, Lincoln. Well done getting forward. Where's his help? One to beat. He can't get around him. Angus can't beat his guy, but plays it to the middle of the field. Andrew Kitch loves the position of this ball, and he plays it to Ryan. Ryan finds Nick. Nick finds Noah. Noah's in a good spot. Two defenders closing. Angus is wide open, but Noah gets around his man, gets the ball across, deflected, and a goal kick. Perhaps not deflected. A goal kick nonetheless. So for about the last minute of play here, Sparta just taking their time. Perhaps they're content with some coaching points at halftime. Sparta does decide to go long. Charlie Kitch is forward and ends up getting ahead on it, but the second ball goes to a Sparta player. Yeah. Real throw. Doesn't clear its first man. Brings it down. Sparta's into the corner there. A nice little Maradona. Player's in trouble. Andrew Kitch, very nice job of tracking back. Gets his body in the ball. Eliminates the passing lane and gets the ball out of trouble. Joey Sino and a Sparta player tie it up on the far side. Charlie Kitch decides to play it quickly, but the referees blow the whistle dead. Maybe a little talking to number 15. Charlie Kitch plays it again short to Thomas. Thomas takes a touch, puts himself under a little trouble, but gets the ball out of play only for the referee to blow it dead. Tell everybody to do it again. So again, winding down the first half here, definitely in stoppage time. We did have some players down, so injury time, as the officials tend to do. Andrew Kitch gets the ball forward. Refs are going to let them play this one out. Nick Ushak sees dangerous players in the box. He gets the ball across. Oh, but number 24, Sparta's defender, is in position to intercept that ball. Andrew Kitch is coming in for a long run. He cannot get past the Sparta defender, and instead of playing the ball in, Sparta now has possession, and they're deep, but Charlie Kitch cleans up that mess, finds Nick Ushak, and the referee calls the halftime whistle. Just at the same time as a Sparta player, looks like he had a little knock to the head. There's a Real player over there. I think that's Nick, and two of those guys seem to be recovering from what might have been a bump of the heads. Nobody likes to see that. Certainly not one where a player resulting with a player on the ground, and there he is. But we have observed the Sparta players taking their break. If they hit the deck, they've stayed down a minute. Hopefully this guy's okay. So for everybody who's tuned in, and that half 1-0 Real. Angus Kenson near goal blast, almost busted the net through. Hopefully he has a couple more opportunities like that, and Real can continue with this possession, continue with their attack, put Sparta under pressure, and maybe get another would be very nice. Another couple would be even better. So tune back in about 12 to 15 minutes, folks. Call it 10 to 12 minutes. We'll be back on for the second half. Thank you.